Starting to the top right for Team StarTale, the one and only.
StarTale, life.
Life and his pursuit of money.
Yeah, Life is going for it here once again. Just came back after the IEM tournament that he just won. He's going up against the channel player to the top left of Frost. Starting for Team AZUBU.
AZUBU, center.
Center.
And Life in this matchup with 54 maps played and a 66% win ratio. He's a veteran. He's going up against Senna, who has played 11 maps and he won 8 of them, has a 72% win ratio, but didn't play a single game offline against the Korean. And that is kind of all that matters here, since Koreans are still outdoing foreigners by a whole lot. If you had a good look at the WCS standings these days and yeah, had a look who's going actually to BlizzCon to play there, then you kind of know that Korea is still dominating StarCraft. And that
the best players in the world are here. I mean, that's definitely true.
Well, they're not necessarily here, but they're Korean.
Well, they came from here.
Yeah, they came from here.
And I'd say that most of the best players in the world are still here, even if they are Korean. And everyone over there take that foreigner money away and go to BlizzCon and prove that Korea is still the best region in the world when it comes to skill level in StarCraft 2. But let's talk about this map a little bit. We are actually spawned horizontally, and that means that this little choke point, that little bridge in the north, could actually become the biggest point of contention if the game goes to the mid game, where both players are trying to attack each other's third, and they have to cross that bridge. If they want to go around, they take a long way, and so the defending player always has an advantage on the other side of that bridge, especially when it comes to Banelings versus Marines or Widowmines versus Zerglings. It's these spawning locations can make for some really explosive games. It actually gets a little bit out of hand sometimes.
The best example we just had in the Challenger League when we saw Fantasy play. That was a really impressive series that was going on there, and Fantasy able to take it in the end, but that was pretty good Terran versus Zerg that we saw. And one of the most exciting matches was actually on this map in particular, and the bridge and all those choke points that you just mentioned, they played a massive role there. So right now with Life, we have of course someone who is favored by most people that are watching this game right now, but Senna has shown in the past that he can take down strong players, and arguably he had more time to prepare a build for this map in particular.
Yeah.
So if he has some timing mapped out that could take down Life, we might see that come into action. In a long game, like in a straight-up game where everything goes into the late game, I would say that Life definitely the favorite, since he has just impeccable control. His unit control is crazy, his macro is really good, but it's going to be an interesting match to observe for sure.
Yeah. We gotta like come up with a name for these bridges. I mean, I guess you just call them like North Bridge and South Bridge, because they're just so pivotal on this map. Almost every time we cast this map in these positions, they come into play. Even if it's Protoss versus Zerg.
The Bridge of Doom.
Bridge of Doom.
Yep.
I like that.
There you go.
The thing is, the other matchups we haven't seen, for example, TBTs really of these positions on this map. We haven't seen a ZVZ. I wonder how that would turn out. The thing is, it's just so long to walk the other way.
I can tell you the name for the TBT. It's the Bridge of Borden.
Otherwise known as Bob. Tyler was drinking when I said that.
I hate you. Bob. No, like both of them, like, you know, have a couple of tanks in the composition, and it's each up on the other end, and then you have the two guys standing in the middle, and they're like, you cross first, no, you cross first, and that's like the entire game. Game lasts like for 60 minutes and nothing happens. But in Terran vs. Zerg, it's definitely the Bridge of Doom.
Yeah. I mean, right now we see that Life is taking the third base that's not at that location for a smart reason. We saw in the fantasy game you talked about just yesterday the opposite occur with Sleep. So it just kind of depends on preference. And the creep spread for Sleep is just so good that like he had his creep spread out to both sides. Right now, Life is, I mean, to be frank, he's just not, his creep is not as far. He didn't do as many queens early on either, but great denials here by Center, actually forcing cancels on all those tumors.
Yeah, good cancels on the other hand, not losing any of the active creep tumors, and he can still utilize those. We have the third command center, of course, coming in for Senna, and he builds that in the main base. He can just lift it over to the third a little bit later on. Life already showing us that he wants to go into the melee upgrades with the 1-1. And the Queen still protecting that third base. So a pretty standard opening that we currently see here for a Terran versus Zerg. nothing too exciting happening. We didn't have any kind of Reaper opening for Senna here, just playing it a little bit more old school. And that also limits his options of aggression, like in during this phase of the game. With the extra queens that we currently see for life, he can protect his tumors, but you can really see that Senna is trying to make it as difficult as possible for him to spread the creep across the map.
Yeah, he really is. He's attacking with heavy numbers of Hellions here.
And, well, the Ling's looking a little bit dumbfounded there and being blocked by the Evolution Chamber. Life realizes that and tries to help them out with moving the Spine Crawler forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Lynx, he's actually like, he has a lot of Zerglings there and he's gonna go for an attack with those.
He definitely wants to surround these Hellions. He's basically just saying, come and try to attack my mineral line, I dare you. Hellions actually not even paying attention to these active tumors. There he goes. Yeah. He will get both cancelled down. The third one, on the other hand, does escape. Kind of sounds weird to say that about a creep tumor. So the better aggressive position for Center here, he knows exactly that on this map, if you just continue to attack and defend that third base at the choke point with the bridge, you're in good shape. Now what Life could do, is what we saw Sleep eventually try to do in this same scenario, is to take the fourth base actually below his third, instead of going up to the top, which is farther away from Center, far away from himself as well. But the thing is, it's vulnerable to drop play, but at the same time, it's a little bit safer against ground attacks.
Yeah, but look at those Ling numbers that we have there. He has a lot of those, and he's moving in, and those Hellions are not going to see that. He's actually on the Bridge of Doom already, putting those Hellions in a really bad position, and most of them already gone. He catches all of them except for one.
Except for one, at least for now.
Yeah, that was a huge loss to Senna. He lost a lot of the momentum that he had going on the map, and now the creep spread is kind of uncontested for Life. And Life already heading into the Spire, and also +2/+2 even before Senna himself finished was 1-1.
Yeah, and he lost an SCV in that fight as well. I mean, I don't know what the SCU is doing there. Life has now control of the right side of the map, and he's starting to even push it through the center. He's going to have tumors on the watchtower. He's going to have the Bridge of Doom actually covered pretty soon. This is actually way too many Zerglings, I think. I don't even know what he's thinking with these units.
He needs to pick up.
What is he doing?
He's losing the game. That's what he's doing.
I mean, he lost all but 2 Marines there for no reason. He doesn't have the wall raised. Stim, and where's the
Oh my god, he actually missed
the supply depot. He was looking at it too the whole time. We saw him stim.
When I actually said he's losing the game, I was like halfway joking and be like, okay, he's falling behind, but I didn't think that he would lose it this fast, because right now he lost like his entire force. And that doesn't really mean that he has lost the game in terms that we will see a GG in a second, but it means that he has lost the entire initiative that he was trying to just grasp in this game. He has lost every single aggressive edge that he had, and now he's falling behind in everything. A 4th base going up for Life, no potential for Senna to put aggression on his opponent. This is a horrible position for Senna. This is atrocious for him.
Oh my god, he's actually just BMing him with the hatchery here. No can. Oh, there's the can. Yeah. Off screen. Saves the drone for now.
He's just taking hatch here. He killed so much already. He traded so well. He's so far ahead, getting to 2. Killing that Widow Mine. I mean, the drop is going down here. There's no question about that either. There is nothing that goes for Senna right now.
He doesn't even have enough Marines to really kill very many tumors here. Don't forget the hatchery to the south was taken, like I talked about before, rather than the one that's vulnerable. And he knows he can take it far away because he has Mutas out now to deal with drops. He has good creeps where it's spot drops, and he killed the entire army that was on the map of Center as well. So Life is really just crushing through this game now. There's nothing stopping him. There's nothing holding him back from expanding everywhere, from shutting down drop play, from continuing his upgrades.
Starting with an attack on those Hellions where he took out every single one of them, moving in, taking the entire Marine force that Senna had on the map. Senna didn't realize that he didn't pick up in time. Then moving towards the expansion of his opponent, killing the rest of the Marines, taking down the bunker. Not killing a lot of Harvesters, but just eliminating the presence of Senna on the map.
Yep. Baneling speed not quite ready yet. Does not want to engage without it. And actually really started late. I think that was a mistake. Definitely could have afforded it earlier. He was worrying about microing his mutas and making proxy hatches, but here we go. 109 army supply, and he's going to go for it. The Widow Mines are not burrowed. And actually, they get taken out.
They get taken out, and most of the medivacs are gonna suffer the same fate. He's killing one by one.
I mean, slow Banelings coming through here. They're trapped. The Marines, the medivacs are all gone.
He chases everything back. I mean, this is brutal. This is a beatdown that we currently see here. The Mutilus are fighting Marines now. They know they can. He's camping his opponent's production. The army supply 106 versus 35. I mean, this is game. GG. And Senna without a chance here. Life making it look easy today.
That was, I think, the most one-sided match we've seen today, including the Challenger League matches. Life just capitalizing on Sinner's big mistakes.
I mean, the proxy hatch basically that he built there, taking his opponent's third or fourth base, whatever you want to call it.
Just, I mean, the thing is, Sinner really botched his control against those Zerglings. He lost almost everything. Then he didn't raise his depot. I mean, it looked like he was losing on purpose. That's how bad he was playing there.
Not quite. I mean, he was probably busy in his main base, didn't see the Marines being attacked. The medivacs were a little bit farther away. He would have to use the afterburners. I feel if he would have focused on the Marines, he just controlled it into the middle, macro back at home. If he would have seen it, he would have afterburned the medivacs, picked up, and then moved back. But yeah, from that point, I feel then he got a little bit nervous, didn't really raise the bunker in time. There were definitely a few mistakes, but I think they were forced. Yeah. If you're up against Life, it's not easy, and mistakes just happen.
Nobody can play a perfect game every day all the time, and today was definitely not the day for Senna, so StarTale takes the lead here.
Senna played great the last time he played. When Supernova and Symbol weren't there, he was one of the players that really carried the team, so that was definitely quite important.
It was a fluke.
And today was just a day off, so like, it happens, and he was going up against Life. I mean, Life is one of the best Zerg players that we have in the entire world, and therefore there's no shame losing to him. It was a bit unfortunate for him the way that he lost, but it happens. Yeah. So Life just showing us how it's done, how you take advantage of when your opponent for a second is not paying attention, and he brings StarTale in the lead with a 2-1.
Yeah, it was really well played by him, and I gotta say, just if it comes to it, I think later on, if we go to an ace match, Life may be the guy to play it, considering the shape that he's in right now. Could be this guy as well. Avenge, a strong Protoss player that you can always rely on.
Avenge is going to be the player that is going up against a Zerg now. He is actually going up against Boom Boom, which is going to be quite interesting for a specific reason. Boom Boom was recently matched up against players like Trap. And Trap is just crazy good in Protoss versus Zerg, but Boom Boom won the game. So in general, Boom Boom not with the most impressive record in Heart of the Swarm, but I would give the edge to Avenge if it wasn't for the last match that we've seen. So with Boom Boom, I feel we have to be a little bit careful here. He seems to do really well on the AZUBU roster.
Yeah. Well, I think that Boom Boom is a player who... I'm trying to think of an analogy of another player that's like Boom Boom, where Boom Boom can have a really, really good day or a bad day, but it's not quite like Keen's old times where he had that. Or even how Senna sometimes has that today, as we saw. Boom Boom is just one of the highest tier, low tier players. You know what I'm saying? He can take a game off of the best of them, but he usually doesn't.
I'm not quite sure, but I think we actually have like another quick break before we're heading into the next series after this third game that we just saw.
I thought so too, yeah.
So that would mean that we have the match between Boom Boom and Avenge in just 5 minutes. The AZUBU coach actually a little bit tense here. That's usually not what we see from him. But yeah, they are down one map, and after a 5-minute break we're going to find out if Avenge is able to clench out another victory for StarTale, or if Boom Boom is going to equalize the score once again. See you guys in the field.